Dear cadets, so yesterday I have completed law of mass action. In law of mass action, the rate of reaction was directly proportional to the molar concentration of reacting species. Each concentration term must raise to the power equal to their stoichiometric coefficient. Now the next one is rate law expression. So rate law expression is also a mathematical expression which denotes the rate of reaction depends upon the molar concentration of each reacting species. Each concentration term raised to the power which may or may not be equal to their stoichiometric coefficient in their valence chemical equation. So according to definition, what is their law of mass action depends upon the rate of reaction which directly proportional to the molar concentration of reacting species, and each concentration term raised to the power which must be equal to their stoichiometric coefficient in their valence chemical equation. In rate law expression, what is there? Of course, rate of reaction depends upon the molar concentration of reacting species, but concentration term which raised to the power may or may not be equal to their stoichiometric coefficient. Now, suppose I have given you this example: A plus B equal to AB. So here A, small letter A and small letter B, they are the stoichiometric coefficient. They are stoichiometric coefficient. Now, according to law of mass action, rate of reaction will be directly proportional to the molar concentration of A and B raised to the power small letter A, small letter B. So now rate of reaction KAB, product of molar concentration of A and B. But according to rate law expression, this stoichiometric coefficient A and B may be equal, may not be equal. Means what we can say, rate law expression is purely based on experimental findings. Means how many reacting species are disintegrating or taking part in the chemical reaction, only experiment can verify this. So now I will write some other examples also. Now just see this example: 2N2O5 equal to 4NO2 and O2. So means what is the meaning of this reaction? Two molecules of N2O5 disintegrating and forming 4 molecules of NO2 and O2. So according to law of mass action, rate is directly proportional to the N2O5 2 molecules, means which is raised to the power equal to their stoichiometric coefficient, that is 2. So now rate equal to K N2O5. This is according to law of mass action. But experimental findings are different. Experiment says that only 1 molecule of N2O5 disintegrate during the course of chemical reaction. It means according to rate law expression, rate is directly proportional to the molar concentration of 1 molecule of N2O5. That's why in the definition what is written? Each concentration term raised to the power which may or may not be equal to their stoichiometric coefficient. So in rate law expression, raised to the power of each concentration term may not be equal to their stoichiometric coefficient. There are so many examples where means raised to the power of their each concentration term not equal to their stoichiometric coefficient. So the basic difference between law of mass action and rate law expression is this one only. Rate law expression is purely based on experimental findings, and these findings may not be matched with the balanced chemical equation. While in case of rate law of mass action, it is purely based on balanced chemical equation, means their stoichiometric coefficient. In means law of mass action, whatever stoichiometric coefficients are there, they must be raised to the power of their each concentration term of reacting species. But in rate law expression, they may be equal, may not be equal. So this is the basic difference between law of mass action and rate law expression. Now see the another example of rate law expression. 2NO2 plus F2 equal to 2NO2F. So according to law of mass action, rate of reaction is rate of reaction is directly proportional to 2 molecules of NO2 and 1 molecules of F2. But according to rate law expression, rate equal to K NO2 F2 means only 1 molecules of NO2 is taking part. Both molecules are not taking part in the rate law expression in the experimental process. Means the basic difference between law of mass action and rate law expression is this one only. Law of mass action based on the balanced chemical equation, but rate law expression may be equal to the balanced chemical equation, may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficient of balanced chemical equation. That is why here only 1 molecule of NO2 is taking part, and we have not written here raised to the power 2 because only 1 molecules are disintegrating during the chemical reaction. Now I am going to summing up the rate law expression. So rate law expression is purely experimental mathematical expression. Now here A, B, C, stoichiometric coefficient A, B, C, small letter. So according to law of mass action, rate must be equal to A raised to the power A, B raised to the power B, C raised to the power C. But according to rate law expression, rate equal to K, A raised to the power B, B raised to the power Q, C raised to the power R. So here the first conclusion is here. Why I have not written A, B and C? Why did I write here P, Q, R? Just try to understand here. A, B and C, they are the stoichiometric coefficient just equal to their balanced chemical equation. Means A, B, C are the stoichiometric coefficient which are mentioned or which are written in their balanced chemical equation. But in rate law expression, these stoichiometric coefficient may be equal, may not be equal. Then what is there? I wrote here PQR. So what are the PQR? PQR are stoichiometric coefficient only, but they may be equal to their balanced chemical equation, may not be equal. That is why what are PQR? PQR, the stoichiometric coefficient determined experimentally. So what are PQR? Stoichiometric coefficient determined experimentally. Hence we can say rate law expression cannot be predicted by seeing the balanced chemical equation. To know about the rate law expression, we must perform an experiment. Then only we will come to know what is the exact rate law expression. So once again I am summing up. Rate law expression is nothing but a mathematical expression which denotes the dependency of rate of reaction on molar concentration of reacting species, which may or may not equal to their stoichiometric coefficient in their balanced chemical equation. Once again, it is nothing but a mathematical expression which denotes the dependency of rate of reaction on the molar concentration of reacting species, which may be or may not be equal to their stoichiometric coefficient in their balanced chemical equation. Now I will teach you order of reaction.
Go.
Now order of reaction. So just see, I wrote here 4 points. Always remember, order of reaction depends upon the rate law expression. So of course I have written this point first, but I will start from here, bottom. So first point is order of reaction determined on the basis of rate law expression. expression. Means in rate law expression, whatever powers you have written, like P, Q, R, their sum is equal to order of reaction. So last point is, it is the sum of power. It is sum of powers to which each concentration term are raised in their rate law expression. Means in rate law expression, like P, Q, R. So sum those things, P plus Q plus R, that is equal to order of reaction. Second point is, it is experimental. So meaning of this one is, it is also not based on balanced chemical equation. It is experimental. So rate law expression is also based on the experimental findings only. So meaning of this one is, we can derive another definition of order of reaction. Actually, order of reaction is nothing but a number of reacting species whose concentration changes during the course of chemical reaction. So what is the meaning of order of reaction? Order of reaction is nothing but a number of reacting species. Now this reacting species may be 1, may be 2, may be 3. So now in this way only we can say that P plus Q plus R equal to order of reaction. So P, Q, R are the number of reacting species whose concentration changes during the course of chemical reaction. They are the order of reaction. Sum of powers, that is order of reaction, and those sum of powers are nothing but a number of reacting species whose concentration changes during the course of chemical reaction. This definition is not given in the book, but definitely the meaning of that one is same only. P plus Q plus R equal to order of reaction, and P plus Q plus R are the number of reacting species. Their sum, P plus Q plus R, means sum of P plus Q plus R, that is equal to order of reaction. So this P, Q, R is the number of reacting species whose concentration changes during the course of chemical reaction. Now I will clarify more by taking one of the examples. Just see this example. A plus B plus C equal to product. So the rate equal to what is there? K, A raised to the power P, Q, R. Why I wrote here P, Q, R? As you know, the order of reaction is based on rate law expression. So instead of writing A, B, C, we should write P, Q, R, because P, Q, R are the experimentally determined stoichiometric coefficient. Means these are the number of reacting species. P is the number of reacting species with reference to the A. Q is the number of reacting species with reference to the B. R is the number of reacting species with reference to the C, whose concentration is changing during the course of chemical reaction. So order of reaction is also experimental. It is based on rate law expression. That is why it may not be equal to the balanced chemical equation stoichiometric coefficient. So rate equal to, we can write dx by dt K, P, Q, R. So the order of reaction is the sum of powers. What are the powers here? P, Q, R. P, Q, R, that is equal to 1. N is nothing but a order of reaction. So just see, P, Q, R are the stoichiometric coefficient which are determined by the experimental basis. So their sum may be equal to 1. So if n equal to 1, this is known as first order reaction. If n equal to 2, this is known as second order reaction. If n equal to 3, that is third order reaction. If n equal to 0, that is zero order reaction. So the first order, second order, third order, the most important thing is zero order. We'll explain you this one in detail later on. First we'll write some examples of first order reaction, some examples of second order reaction, third order reaction, and zero order reaction also. Zero order reaction, why it is important? Just see, sum of the powers is 0, that is why it is known as zero order reaction. So how can one chemical reaction proceed without the involvement of any reacting species? But it doesn't mean that 0 is written, so no no reacting species is involved here. Reacting species is involved. Will tell you later. Now, dear cadets, now see the examples of first order reaction. 2N2O5, 4NO2. This is the example of first order reaction. NH4NO2 equal to N2 plus 2HO. This is also first order reaction example. H2O2 H2O plus half O2. This is also example of first order reaction. SO2Cl2 equal to SO2 plus Cl2. This is also first order reaction. If we are expressing these reactions in terms of law of mass action, then what is there? Law of mass action is purely based on balanced chemical equation. We can predict the law of mass action according to the balanced chemical equation. So the rate equal to what would be there? Since two molecules of N2O5 is taking part in the chemical reaction, so it must be raised to the power 2. Now here one molecule is taking part in the chemical reaction, that is by one molecule. Here also one, here also one. Now according to rate law expression, you know rate law expression is based on experimental findings. So experimental findings tells that only one molecule of N2O5 is taking part in the reaction. We can write this reaction like that also. N2O5 gas, that is equal to 2NO2 plus half O2. On what basis I am writing this reaction? Because only one molecule of N2O5 take part in the chemical reaction. Or we can say during the course of chemical reaction, only one molecule of N2O5 concentration is getting changed. Means in balanced chemical equation 2 is written, but in actually only one molecule of N2O5 is taking part in the chemical reaction. That is why the concentration of one molecule of N2O5 will be taken part in the chemical reaction. So according to the rate law expression, rate equal to K N2O5 means only one molecule of N2O5 should be written here. Now since one molecule of N2O5 is getting changed during the course of chemical reaction, so the order of reaction is 1. In this case, order of reaction is purely based on rate law expression. Why rate law expression? Because one molecule of NH4NO2 is taking part in the reaction and only one molecule's concentration is changing. So as per the rate law expression, only one reacting species should be there and order of reaction is also one only, because the order of reaction is based on rate law expression. Similarly, H2O2, only one molecule is taking part. So one molecule is taking part. It means this is also the first order reaction example only. Here also SO2Cl2 is also example of first order reaction only. So meaning of writing this one in tabular form is so that very easily you can distinguish between law of mass action, rate law expression and order of reaction. So once again I am summing up. Order of reaction is purely based on rate law expression. Rate law expression is purely based on experimental findings, and law of mass action is purely based on balanced chemical equation. So here clear cut division is there. Order of reaction should be written as per the rate law expression. So in turn this is also experimental only. In order of reaction we are mentioning the number of those reacting species whose concentration changes during the course of chemical reaction. Now examples of second order reaction. See the example. 2NO2 that is equal to 2NO plus O2. H2 plus I2 equal to 2HI. NO plus O3 equal to NO2 plus O2. Just see here. According to law of mass action, here what is there? Rate equal to K raised to the power and O2 raised to the power 2. Here also rate equal to K. Here what is there? H2 and I2. Here rate equal to K. Here what is there? And O and O3. So law of mass action is based on balanced chemical equation. That is like rate law. Rate is directly proportional to these reacting species product of molar concentration of reacting species. experimental studies proves that during the course of chemical reaction, the two molecules of NO2 is decomposing. That is why here raised to the power 2 is there. In this reaction also experimental studies prove that during the course of chemical reaction, one molecule of H2 and one molecule of Y2 is taking part, or their concentration is changing. That is why K raised to the power 1, H2 raised to the power 1 and I2 raised to the power 1. In this reaction also, the one molecule of NO and one molecule of ozone is taking part in the raised to the power 1. Now what is the order of reaction? Order of reaction is nothing but the sum of powers to which each concentration term raised in their rate law expression. So the order of reaction is second order reaction. It is second order reaction. This is also second order reaction. This is also second order reaction. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So once again, what is proved here? Law of mass action is based on balanced chemical equation. Rate law expression may be equal to the balanced chemical equation, may not be equal. Now experimental studies will prove whether the given reaction means reaction in which stoichiometric coefficients are given, whether they are equal during the course of chemical reaction or not. Means the same number of reacting species is taking part or different number of reacting species are taking part. Like in the example of N2O5, in balanced chemical equation 2 is written, but actually only one molecule of N2O5 is taking part in the chemical reaction. Now examples of third order reaction. In third order reaction example, this is the prominent example. 2NO plus O2. This is the nitric oxide reacting with the oxygen and forming 2NO2. Now 2NO plus Cl2 equal to 2NOCl, nitrosyl chloride. So just see, according to law of mass action is based on balanced chemical equation. So the rate equal to K, NO raised to the power 2 and O2 raised to the power 1. There is no need to write 1 because it is understood. Similarly, in this case, rate equal to NO raised to the power 2 and Cl2. Okay. Now, rate law expression is based on experimental studies. Experimental studies prove that during the course of chemical reaction, two molecules of NO is taking part. So, NO raised to the power 2 and O2 raised to the power 1. Similarly, 2NO plus Cl2. So, the rate equal to K and this is NO raised to the power 2 and Cl2 raised to the power 1. Means experimental studies prove that during the course of this chemical reaction, two molecules of NO and one molecule of Cl2 is taking part. Means their concentration is changing. So now what is the order of reaction? Order of reaction is the sum of powers. Sum of powers to which each concentration term must be raised in their rate law expression. So rate law expression 2 plus 1. Third order reaction. This is also 2 plus 1. Third order reaction. Now, it is important thing that order of reaction can be in the fractional also. It can be zero order reaction also. So now I am going to teach you zero order reaction. Now, examples of zero order reactions. Zero order reactions are those reactions which does not depend upon the concentration of reacting species. Means what is there? Zero order reaction does not, unlike other order reaction which definitely depends upon the concentration of reacting species. Like first order reaction, they depends upon the concentration of one reacting species. Second order reaction, they depends upon the concentration of two reacting species. Similarly, third order, they depend upon the concentration of three reacting species. In zero order reaction, they do not depend on the concentration of any one of the reacting species. Like here, just see, two molecules of NH3 is there. This is the example of zero order reaction, means the decomposition of ammonia in presence of platinum at temperature 1130. Decomposition of hydrogen iodide Hi in presence of A, means PT is here catalyst, A is also catalyst. Now heat must be there. Similarly, this is another example, decomposition of hydrogen chloride into H2 and Cl2. They are also means all three are the examples of zero order reaction. If you see clearly, so here two reacting species, here also two reacting species, here also two reacting species is involved. So what I should write? We should write rate equal to K, and here what is there? NH3 raised to the power 2. Here also what I should write? Rate equal to K, and here what is there? Hi raised to the power 2. Here also rate equal to K, and here what is there? HCl raised to the power 2. Now try to understand, since the concentration of means the rate of reaction does not depend upon the concentration of ammonia, Hi and HCl. Here what should be written? Here it should be written 0, 0 and 0 instead of 2 every time, because rate of reaction of these reactions does not depend upon the molar concentration of reacting species, that is ammonia, Hi and HCl. That is why here I wrote 0. So here what we can write further? Here we can write rate equal to K. Here also I can write rate equal to K. Here also I can write rate equal to K. So now question arises here, how do these reactions get completed? If their initial concentration is not involved, or if it is not playing any role for their completion, then how do they get completed during the course of chemical reaction? Actually, zero order reaction gets completed due to the presence of catalyst and some other factor like heat. So heat or some other factor, and catalyst is playing important role in the completion of these reactions. I am taking the example of this one. Just try to understand. Ammonia is adsorbed at the surface of platinum, that is the catalyst. So when ammonia gets adsorbed, so after some time or after a definite gap, entire surface of platinum metal is get absorbed by the ammonia molecules. Now even if you are increasing the pressure, when you increase the pressure, since their surface has already been occupied by the ammonia molecules, so mere increasing the pressure will not increase the rate of reaction, because their surface has already been occupied by the sufficient molecules of ammonia. In same way, Hi is adsorbed on the surface of Au, that is gold. But try to understand, after its entire surface is occupied by the Hi molecules, even if you increase the concentration of Hi or ammonia, or you increase the pressure, then also what is there? Their rate of reaction will not increase, because without coming into contact of platinum and Au, what is there? Their decomposition will not be taken place. So only those molecules will be decomposed who have already been in the contact of Pb and Au. Suppose this is the surface of platinum. This is platinum or gold. Now on their surface, everywhere either NH3 or Hi is adsorbed. Now either you increase the second layer concentration of ammonia. Suppose second layer you are increasing, second layer of ammonia is getting adsorbed here. So do you think they are coming into contact of platinum? To be decomposed, the essential condition is all those molecules of ammonia must be come into contact of surface of platinum. So second layer is not coming into contact of platinum, so it will not decompose, hence rate of reaction will be unchanged. Similarly, suppose you are increasing the pressure. So when you increase the pressure, then only one layer only, which is already in contact of platinum surface, that only will be decomposed. second layer or third layer will not be decomposed. So once again, what are the zero order reaction? Zero order reactions are those reactions which gets completed due to presence of catalyst or some other factor like heat, but they do not depend on the concentration of reacting species for their completion. So now dear cadets, now till zero order reaction I have completed. There will be one more order reaction. Order of reaction may be fractional also. Fractional, you understand, no? 1.5, half. So fractional order reaction is also there. Remember, these fractional order reaction, it means if fraction is coming, it doesn't mean that the fraction of the molecules are taking place. This is experimental and already I have explained. So till zero order reaction you complete. Tomorrow I will complete the fractional order reaction. If any doubt is there, just you can write or you can send your doubt to me on this number 9743535 029. I would be eager to know your response. Thank you.